Hello, this is Liz. Welcome to Fabric Friday. Oh, not quite fabric, but you can wear it, and it's how to knit. Because I know there's a lot of people that would like to knit, but don't really know how to go about it, or they've just got the basic first few stitches and want to make it more intricate. Now I haven't been knitting for quite a few years, so I just did some little squares, see how I was going, and that's just simple knit a row, purl a row, and I will be going through these things with you. That is rib, and then knit a row, purl a row. This is the more intricate Aran patterns that I can do, and I will be eventually showing you how to do them, but you need the basics first. So this is my needle case, my knitting needle case, and I made several years ago. I might remake it. Oh, sorry, I'm knocking the camera, it's in between me legs, just a second. That's a bit better. This is my needle case, and as you can see, I've got a lot of needles, but just to start you don't need all these needles, different sizes and that. You may start off with just one pair of knitting needles, and then once you've mastered the basics and you want to make cardigan, jumper, whatever, you will buy a pattern, and on that pattern it will tell you the size needles you need. Now, some of these are very old, some of them are fairly new. Some of them are in, like this one is a 5.5mm. Can you see that? Yep. And some of them are in not millimeters. Like that is an old-fashioned size 10 needle. So normally nowadays they're in millimeters. You can buy a gauge, which I have got, but it's downstairs and I'm not going to fetch it, that will tell you what the metric is and its equivalent in the old style. So if you've been left some needles, you'll be able to tell if they're the right ones. Now, where have I put that? There. Once, if you want to make socks or anything like that, where you need to go in the round, there's two ways of doing it. You can get these double pointed needles, and there's 4 of them, and you make it like, whoops, like that, so it will be round, and then you stitch with the other needle and you keep going round and round. But that's way down the line once you've really got used to knitting, because that's awkward. You can buy, just a second, if you think you can't manage with the 4 needles, you can buy something like this. It's little small needles with like nylon tubing. No, it's not tubing because it's not got a hole in it, but it makes a circular. So you start a row off and you carry on and you go round and round and round. But for starting this, all you need is a pair of needles. Now I'll get these out, these bamboo ones, because you possibly may see them better. The old ones, and the size is there. So I'll get these, some old wool and I'll show you what to do. Hopefully you're going to make this out. First of all, like I said before, needles and wool. Now you've got to cast on. Now this is my preferred way of casting on. You just get your thread, wool, wrap it round a couple of fingers, push your thumb through, grab it, the long piece that's attached to the ball, pull it through, and there you've got your loop. And that's what you start with. Put it on your needle and then just pull it together, and that will close it up to the size of the needle. You get the other needle. This is going to be awkward because my dicky hand, and because I've got the camera right in front of me. So put your other needle that's now in your right hand and put it, can you see where it's going? There. Get your long piece that is attached to your ball. Don't want that little one, want the long one. Wrap it around and over the needle that you put in from your right hand. Then you just pull it through, leaving that stitch, the original knot, on your left needle. You poke your left needle into that hole and slip it off your right hand needle. So you've now got 2 stitches, and then it's even easy. You don't have to put them in the loop. The space in between those 2 stitches, thread your your right hand needle through, and it comes out. You wrap your wool round like you did before, hold it taut, doesn't need to be very tight, and then slip your needle through. You've got a loop, slip it onto the left hand. Again, and it is difficult for me, as I told you, because of where the camera's positioned in my right hand. Now, as you can see, we've got 4 stitches on, and we carry on doing that until we've got as many stitches as we want. I also tuck the ends of the needles underneath in my armpit basically, and that holds them in place. So this is more awkward because I can't do that because the camera's here, but you see how quick it is. And I'll just walk you through that again. Now we've got a few stitches on. You see, it's through the last stitch you put on and the one before that, right the way through, wool round, hold it a bit taut so you can pull the wool to the front and then slip it on the left hand needle. And you do that until you've got as many stitches as you want. Now we're just practicing on this, so it'll be about 20 stitches, possibly 40, whatever. and this is the cast on phase. I'm not going to go to the actual knitting phase today because I'll do that next week. It's giving you time to get some needles and get some wool and start and try the casting on. That's all it is. So this is my preferred way. Now let's undo all that. That's the way that I've done for the past 50 years. Now for the other method, the very end of the wool, pull it through your hands so you've got roughly what you think you're going to need. So this is where it works out awkward, because sometimes you will do this and have a dirty great big long thread, or you'll do this and not have enough wool to carry on knitting with. So this is why I don't like it, but some people do. Again, pulling your thread through and making a knot. I think it's called a slip knot. Tighten it on your needle. You hold your needle in your right hand this time. You don't need the other needle. You wrap the wool around your thumb, put the needle through the loop, and then wrap it round the needle and pull it up. I'll show that again. Thumb under, up, needle through the loop, wool round the needle, slip it up. Thumb under the needle, thumb under the wool, slip your needle in, wool around your needle, slip it off your thumb, again, under and up with your thumb, in with the needle, wool round the needle, and then wool off your thumb. And you've got that going. And you can pick up a bit of speed on it. Same as with anything in life, the more you do it, the quicker you get at it. But as I say, this is not my preferred method. I do use it at times, especially if the thing isn't too big. But like I said, you can end up with casting all but 10 stitches on, and you've got about that amount of wool left, and you can't get 10 stitches out of that amount of wool, so you have to undo the whole lot and start again with more wool. And these are the two ways of casting on. So next week I shall show you, in fact I think I'll show you today, because it's very similar to what I'm doing here. So let's just cast on a few more stitches. If I can move it. There is now 25 stitches on there. Now the size of the needles denotes how, you know, the type of wool you've got. If you've got very thin 2-ply wool, you don't want thick needles, but it will take a lot longer to do because the stitches will be smaller. On the bigger wools, such as this is Aran, then you can use the bigger needles. But to knit, you've just cast on in that round your thumb method. Hold your long piece attached to your wool. Put it in your first loop. You then take and wrap it round your right hand needle, and so bring it through so it's there. So it's not in between the two stitches, it's just that one there. Wrap your wool round, pull your needle, your right hand needle to the top, and slip the stitch off your left hand needle so it's in the front, round, slip through and off, in the front, round, slip through and off. Now this is another thing about casting on with your thumb that is a bit awkward, because it leaves quite a big loop, so it's difficult at times. I find it anyway. So I'm just knitting this first row. But these are just practice ones for you, just to get used to doing it. If you've got enough wool and you cast on more than 25 stitches, you can just carry on knitting away one row after another and do a dirty great big long stop. Nearly to the end now. And that's it. My left hand needle has now got no stitches on because I've knit them onto the first one, onto the right one. So now what you do is swap hands with your needles. So the one that was in your right hand has now got all the stitches on and it's in your left hand. The one that's now empty that was in your left hand is now on your right. And you just start off and knit the same as you did the last row, which is poke it through the front, wool round, slip it off. Poke it through the front, wool round, bring it up, slip it off the left needle. Poke it in, wool round, bring your needle up, slip it off the left one. there is your second row done. I didn't show that too well. Can you see the bubbly there? And I'll do a few more rows and then come back to that. Is a few rows done. Now I'm going to do more on this, but I prefer to knit while I'm watching the television rather than sitting on this chair in my sewing room when I could be sewing. So night time I knit or crochet, and daytime I sew. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew now, and I will do some more on this over the next few nights, and then I'll bring you back next week to show you the next step.